Imagine standing on solid ground and realizing the earth beneath your feet should not exist. Deep in our planet, pressure, heat, gravity, and chemistry follow strict physical laws. Mountains rise where tectonic plates collide. Volcanoes erupt above molten rock. Caves dissolve slowly over millions of years. But scattered across Earth are places that ignore those expectations. Gigantic crystal caves impossible to survive in. Mountains made from rocks that came from the Earth's mantle instead of its crust. Valleys where rivers disappear without explanation. Entire landscapes that seem to rewrite geology itself. These are not myths. They are real places that continue to challenge scientists today. And by the end of this documentary, you'll discover why these geological wonders exist at all, and how they reveal that Earth is still far stranger than we ever imagined. Our journey begins in one of the hottest places ever discovered beneath the surface. Far below the Naica mine in northern Mexico, miners accidentally uncovered something that looked almost impossible. Inside a hidden chamber stood enormous crystals, some stretching over 11 meters, nearly the length of a city bus. These weren't carved. They weren't formed by volcanic eruptions. They grew naturally. Known as the Cave of the Crystals, this underground chamber contains some of the largest natural crystals ever found on Earth. For decades, scientists struggled to understand how gypsum crystals could become so unbelievably large. Normally, gypsum forms relatively small crystals because environmental conditions change too quickly. Yet inside Naica, something extraordinary happened. For hundreds of thousands of years, groundwater remained at an astonishingly stable temperature of around 58 degrees Celsius. Mineral-rich water slowly fed the growing crystals molecule by molecule. Growth happened so slowly that the crystals had time to become nearly perfect. Some researchers estimate parts of the chamber remained stable for over 500,000 years. Without that incredible stability, these giant structures could never have formed. But Naica isn't simply unusual because of its size. The cave is almost impossible for humans to enter. Temperatures approach 58 degrees Celsius with nearly 100% humidity. Without specialized cooling suits, a person can survive only minutes before dangerous overheating begins. Ironically, one of Earth's greatest geological treasures naturally protects itself from visitors. Yet Naica is only the beginning, because another geological mystery reveals rocks that should never have reached Earth's surface. Travel to the Sultanate of Oman. Across hundreds of kilometers lies an astonishing landscape unlike almost anywhere else on Earth. Instead of ordinary surface rocks, scientists found something completely unexpected: massive sections of Earth's mantle. The mantle normally begins roughly 30 kilometers beneath continents. No human has ever drilled through Earth's crust to reach it. And yet, in Oman, mantle rocks sit exposed beneath the open sky. This remarkable formation is called the Oman ophiolite. For generations, geologists believed such rocks could never naturally appear at the surface. The mantle is simply too deep. Then researchers realized an extraordinary tectonic event had unfolded roughly 95 million years ago. Instead of one plate sliding beneath another, a rare process known as abduction pushed oceanic crust and upper mantle onto continental land. Rather than sinking downward, these enormous slabs climbed upward. It's one of the clearest examples of Earth's deep interior becoming directly visible. Scientists now travel from around the world to study these rocks because they provide a rare glimpse into a region humans can never directly reach. Inside them are clues about how oceans formed, how continents evolved, and how Earth's interior continues to move today. Yet even these exposed mantle rocks are not the strangest place our planet has created, because somewhere else, gravity, erosion, and chemistry combine to produce towering stone formations so improbable that early explorers struggled to believe they were natural at all. And the science behind them becomes even more astonishing. Part 1 END. Those towering formations stand in southern China, inside the region known as the Stone Forest of Yunnan. From a distance, the landscape resembles the ruins of an ancient civilization. Thousands of razor-sharp limestone pillars rise from the ground like enormous stone skyscrapers, many reaching more than 30 meters into the air. For centuries, local legends claimed giants or supernatural beings carved them. The real explanation is even more incredible. Around 270 million years ago, this entire area lay beneath a warm, shallow sea. Layer upon layer of limestone accumulated from the shells and skeletons of marine organisms. Then tectonic forces slowly lifted the seabed above the ocean. Rainwater became the sculptor. As rain absorbed carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and soil, it turned slightly acidic. Over millions of years, that weak acid dissolved tiny fractures in the limestone. Bit by bit, softer rock disappeared while stronger sections remained standing. The result was a forest, not of trees, but of stone. Even today, scientists use this landscape to study long-term erosion, climate history, and the remarkable power of water to reshape entire continents without earthquakes or volcanoes. But perhaps the most puzzling geological wonder lies beneath the waters of Croatia. Hidden below the Adriatic coastline are rivers that simply vanish. In the Dinaric karst region, streams flow normally across the landscape before suddenly disappearing into openings in the limestone. Instead of continuing on the surface, they enter vast underground networks stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Some reappear days later at springs dozens of kilometers away. Others remain hidden so long that tracing their path requires fluorescent dyes and advanced mapping techniques. This isn't magic. It's karst geology on an extraordinary scale. Limestone dissolves over immense spans of time, creating underground tunnels, caverns, and reservoirs. Eventually, entire river systems migrate below ground, leaving dry valleys above while water silently travels through the Earth's interior. These hidden waterways are among the most complex natural plumbing systems ever discovered. Understanding them is essential, not only for geology, but also for protecting freshwater supplies that millions of people depend on. And finally, we arrive at one of the youngest geological wonders on Earth. On the coast of Northern Ireland rises a landscape so perfectly geometric that it seems engineered. The giant's Causeway contains around 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, many with striking hexagonal shapes. At first glance, they look like giant stone pillars carefully arranged by intelligent hands. But nature built every one of them. Around 60 million years ago, enormous lava flows spread across the region. As the molten rock cooled, it contracted. Just as drying mud cracks into repeating patterns, cooling basalt fractured into polygonal columns. Under the right conditions, hexagons became the most efficient shape for releasing stress. The result is one of the most mathematically beautiful landscapes on Earth. Scientists now recognize similar cooling patterns on Mars, revealing that the same physical laws shape worlds far beyond our own. These places share one extraordinary truth. The giant crystals of Mexico, the exposed mantle of Oman, the stone forest of China, the disappearing rivers of Croatia, and the basalt columns of Northern Ireland all seemed impossible when first discovered. Yet none of them break the laws of nature. Instead, they reveal something far more profound. Given enough time, thousands, millions, or even hundreds of millions of years, ordinary geological processes can produce landscapes so extraordinary that they appear impossible. Earth doesn't need fantasy, it simply needs time. And every new expedition reminds scientists that our planet still holds countless geological secrets waiting beneath mountains, deserts, oceans, and ice. The greatest wonder isn't that these places exist. It's that we've only begun to understand them.